Good morning. So heading just across from Largs to Plada and going to go to Campbelltown today. Thinking possibly of going to Gigha, just keeping an eye on the weather, but at the moment it's looking quite nice. Good bit of breeze and fairly settled, so I think the plan is to go to Gigha. I'm going to go to Campbelltown tonight, check the weather again tonight, but possibly go tomorrow around the Mull of Kintyre. But today is absolutely gorgeous, lovely sailing, full sails up, about 10 or 15 knots of breeze, and I think the forecast is for it just to build over the course of the day, so maybe getting 20 knots later on and some nice warm sunshine. So we've actually decided to go round the Mull of Kintyre today and just go straight for Gigha. So we left Largs this morning at 7. Slack water at Sanda is about 1:30. We should be at Sanda about 3 o'clock, so we should get a nice little current that will take us round the corner. Hopefully get up to Gigha for about 9 o'clock, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. We'll get a mooring buoy or just put the anchor down. So that's the plan. We're going to skip Campbelltown and motor sailing just now. Not a lot of wind, but the forecast was for that to increase as we get out and round the corner. So hopefully the wind will pick up around Sanda and should give us a bit of a breeze up to Gigha. Nice and warm. There's a couple other boats ahead of us heading for Sanda, and then Davar Island and Campbelltown Loch are over there, and that's the south coast of Arran with Plada just in the distance there. Right, so we are approaching Sanda, and high tide Greenock today, May 11th, is 3:39. So I find usually slack water is a couple hours before high water Greenock, so that'd be 1:39. The Navionics is showing the tide turning around 2, so I think anywhere from kind of 1:39 till 10 past 2 the water will be going slack. So it's 1:30 at the moment. We're approaching Sanda. I think we'll be going past Sanda in about an hour, so 2:30, which should be good. The current should be starting to run with us. And today we're going round the outside. The last few times I've been round, just been round the inside, but I quite wanted to have a look at the lighthouse on Sander. So we're going round the outside, and then might try and stay outside the bumpy stuff or the overfalls, because I always seem to go straight through the middle of that, and might try and go slightly wider, so outside of Sander, or the south if you like of Sander, and then stay a little bit wider, avoid the overfalls. We'll see if that works out. And there's still no wind, so just motoring really. Mainsail's up, but we're motoring, doing 5.5 knots. The wind is supposed to pick up, be relatively strong, kind of southerly, southeasterly, which would blow us up towards Gigha. And that is supposed to really start once we get out past Sander, so it might still come. We might get a nice sail up from the corner up to Gigha. But at the moment, there's nothing. So I'll see you at Sander, get a look at the lighthouse. So that's us just coming past Sander now. Going to get a wee look at the lighthouse in a minute. It's very glassy, flat calm, and still no breeze, not yet. Lovely and sunny. So that is 2:30, just coming round the south side of Sander. Picked up about a knot of current behind us. So doing 6.5 knots, and that should build nicely. I think the fastest I've had is about 14 knots, including the boat speed round the Mull of Kintyre. So let's see. But it's quite good timing to get a decent current today, I think. That's us just going through the overfalls now. It's not too bad today. And the Mull of Kintyre. You know what, I think that's more or less it. It's yeah, not bad. The breeze has picked up, got 11-12 knots apparent coming from behind us, so yeah, the wind's going the same way as the tide. We're getting a good blow up towards Gigha now. Wonderful here, it's just always so nice going around the Mull of Kintyre, it's just beautiful. So we're doing about 12 knots ground speed. It's 3:30, so yeah, I think hopefully we'll be up to Gigha around about 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. That's us coming up to Arminish Bay in the Isle of Gigha. It's about 10 to 7, so it's only about 4 hours from Sander. That feels very fast, but yeah, it was a really good, I think we timed it well for a decent tide behind us, and there was quite a lot of wind actually, we had following wind, so boat speed was about 7 knots, and we maybe averaged about 10 knots from the Mull of Kintyre up to Gigha. Plenty of mooring buoys, not many yachts on anchor, so let's go and get the mooring. Safely on the mooring buoy at Gigha, Ardminish Bay. 7 o'clock, all tied up. So that was 12 hours from Largs. Pretty decent. Good morning. It's 3:30. We're sitting on the mooring at Gigha and we're headed to Crinan. So we've decided to go back through the Crinan Canal, and the tides are good round about now for flowing north. So I think around 4 o'clock we'll have a little bit of light. So we're just getting ready now to leave, and I think it's about 27 knots, 27 miles up to Crinan from Gigha, so it should be about 5 hours. At the moment there's no wind, but the forecast is for a southerly wind, which should give us a nice little breeze up to Crinan, and we want to get there by about 10 o'clock so we can actually get in and make some progress in the canal, and then hopefully finish transiting through the canal tomorrow. So that's the plan. Just getting the boat kitted up now, get a cup of coffee, and then hopefully there should be enough light just to get away with some decent visibility. Right, so we're just past the north of Gigha and we're just coming into the Sound of Jura. Sunrise is 5:15, so that's about half an hour. So this is civil twilight, half an hour before sunrise. And visibility is quite good now. So yeah, very still just motoring. But heading to Crinan. Never been to Crinan before, so looking forward to that. It's going to be really good going through the canal. We're short-handed, so there's two of us, and I've booked a pilot, Peter, so we're meeting him at 1:30 at lock 13. So he's going to help us through all the manual locks, and we'll just see how far we can get this afternoon. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's such a lovely time of day. 5 in the morning, 4:45, it's just so beautiful, really peaceful, but the light is just starting to come up. The sea's very still and calm, quite glassy, and no other boats at the moment, but I'm looking forward to some daylight, maybe even a little bit of sunshine and a cup of coffee. Right, we're just coming past Elan Moor in the Sound of Jura, so we're just kind of come up from Gigha and now we're turning right, or we're turning north up towards Crinan. And yeah, it's really interesting water, isn't it, because it's all moving and eddies and currents, and we had about 2.5 knots before, and I think hopefully it'll pick up a little bit. Tide's due to turn around about 8:30. It's 6:20, so still got a good couple hours of tide before slack water, and I think we'll be thereabouts Crinan by 8:30, so all good. No wind at all. There was a little bit of wind, had the sails up, got a bit of a sail, but motoring again.